this is Cinema.
And this is Johannes.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are taking a look at Time of Legends Destinies, which is a new game from Lucky Duck Games, which is on Kickstarter right now.
So let's go down to the table for a quick overview of how it plays.
Time of Legends Destinies is a competitive storytelling game, which is pretty cool. It is app-based, so I'm not going to be able to show you a lot of stuff here because it's in the app and also because spoilers. I'm just going to do a short overview on how the game works and what you're going to do on your turn. So on my turn, I am going to be this guy. I'm going to be at the whole game, not just my turn. And I'm going to have this card which shows who I am, and on the back of this card is my destiny. It's pretty cool. It's my destiny is in this card, and that is what I'm going to play. This is a hidden destiny. Nobody knows what that is, and that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to find out the puzzle, find out how I'm going to solve my destiny. So on my turn, I'm going to do this. I'm going to move either 0, 1, 2 spaces. If I move to a space where there is nothing, or if it's a blocked space or a not explored space, I will explore it and I will fill up stuff on it which the app will tell me. And after I've done that, I can interact with either one of these interaction tokens or one of these points of interest people. I can go over to him and I will click in the app, and the app will say, oh, you're going to the blacksmith and he says this and this, and you will be able to interact with them. You can maybe buy items, you can talk to them, give them money, ask them for different things, and maybe help them with different quests. And sometimes you'll have to do tests. And this is where you do have this board right here. There's 3 different things you can test, and when you test, you're going to roll 2 of your destiny dice, and you are going to roll as many of these small dice as you want. This is prototype components. These are going to be a different color in the actual game. So let's say I'm going to test strength, and I'm going to roll maybe all of my dice. I'm going to roll them, and I'm going to add up all the numbers. That's 7, 9, 10, 12. I'm then going to see 12 is really good because that is all the way up here. I'm going to see how many of these discs I have from 12 and all the way down to 1. So here it's 3. I now got 3 successes. Woohoo! Maybe I got something. I don't know because I'm not in the app. You're just going to continue doing this, moving 1 or 2 spaces, interacting with somebody, and then it's the next player's turn. You're going to do this until one of you finishes your destiny, and then the game is going to end. And that is basically a short overview on how to play Time of Legends Destinies. Let's start by a quick look at the artwork and components for the game. I really like the artwork here. Really feels like we don't know a lot about the Joan of Arc game, which is based in the same world, but I like this kind of, it's a classic fantasy thing. I'm not going to show them too clearly because it might be spoilers, but the artwork on these tiles is really nice. I like how the back of it is kind of, you can see kind of what it is there, and then you flip it over and you see it. I really like that. The miniatures are good in this prototype, so I'm guessing they're going to be great. The playmats are good, and yeah, it's pretty nice. Anything you want to add?
No, I really like it. I think it gives us a good view of what it's going to be like, and I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, one of the most important things with games like this for people who are skeptical about app games, like, oh, I don't want apps in my games. If you don't want apps in your games, this is not a game for you because this is fully app driven, but then it's important that the app works. And we only have like the beta version of the app, and it works really great. Like no problems, super simple to understand. It feels really like the Mansions of Madness app where you explore something, it flips up, it tells you a little bit about the other things that are there. So it feels a lot like the Fantasy Flight apps, and it's a high quality app.
Yeah, it's easy to see what your options are. It's easy to see when your turn is done, and yeah, the dialogue is clearly written there as well. I think it works superb.
Absolutely, there is a lot of reading, of course, in this game, and you are you are told to send the app, like the phone or the tablet, around so everybody gets to read, which is good. So you can read on your turn, and you get that storytelling feeling of I'm telling my story and you're telling your story, and I really like that. So the app is really superb here. I think it's a good mix of a video game and a board game. It's kind of feeling like it feels kind of like Mansions of Madness, where there is board game elements, but it could have been a video game as well. But what makes this, of course, not a video game is the interaction of players, and something you couldn't get by just playing the story for yourself in a game. And I like the the tactile feeling of actually having the miniatures, moving them around, actually seeing things on the
Yeah,
game,
that's cool.
which is what makes this a really nice game for me. It's like a really, I've played so many video games like this, like these RPGs where you're going around and you're doing missions for people, and it feels really nice in this.
Yeah,
This
this is kind of a new step in a board game world, because I feel like I'm playing a video game like a World of Warcraft or something, that I had got my story, but you also are in this world with your own story.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I think this is cool.
Kind of like a super small, massive multiplayer online game,
Yeah,
but it's just
actually.
a local multiplayer, not online game, analog role playing game.
I have to say, I'm really like, I was really curious about this concept, a competitive like
Yes.
multiplayer story driven game that's new, and I have to say that I really like the concept actually.
Yeah, it's different, like, because there's a lot of these kind of app-driven storytelling games
Yeah.
now, and it's really cool to make that and do it differently. To do it when I'm telling my story and you're telling your story, and I mean doing that, and somebody's gonna win, so they will see the whole story, and then you will not see the whole story. So maybe, like, if when I played it, I didn't go very far in my story, so maybe I want to play it again to get the whole story for what actually happened with my character, and that's really nice that you get that feeling of progression, and you get that, and it's still. It feels competitive, but then again, it feels interesting for me to hear your story, and interesting to see the other stories, to see what's going on. So you are sharing this experience of the different stories, even though you're trying to win. So it's not. I don't feel like it should be like it's competitive, but I'm not playing it to win.
No, I'm not playing it to win either. I'm playing it for like sharing a story together, and also, but when I feel like, oh, you're I don't know exactly what your destiny is, but I seem like you're making some progress now. Then I'm just like, oh, I need to do this and this and this. I need to do this fast because I want to see the end of my story before you finish yours. And that's cool. And also the stories are really, I care about what happens to your character. I care about what happens to my character, because every bit of information, except for the destiny that you read in the beginning, are shared information.
Yes.
So you have a pretty good sense of what the other guys are trying to accomplish by following their story. That's cool.
Yeah, I really like that. I like that it's competitive, but it's a shared story. So like it's I mean, the scenario we played, we're not going to tell any of the story in it, but there is like one storyline, but we are like three different characters trying to do our part in that story and to be the one who finishes it and wins the story. I know it's vague, but that's to try to not spoil anything. And I really like that. I like that it's it really feels like a video game in that sense as well. Like you have a lot of video games now when you play with story-based video games where you play different characters. This kind of feels like that, but you are one of the characters and I'm on, instead of just jumping back and forth like you would do in a video game.
If any of this sounds interesting to you, you should check out this game on Kickstarter. It's on Kickstarter right now, so go check it out.
The link is in the description of this video, and that's the end of another video.
Yes.
Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so now. You've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings. I'm Johannes.
And I'm Tuna.
And bye-bye.